What's up guys, CD here. Today we're gonna do a video about Arena. Okay, so it's the same thing as before. We're gonna look through some formations and then I'm gonna explain how you're gonna beat these formations. Okay, let's say this one. Okay, Belial, Mikhaila, Natas. Okay, so what would be ideal here? Ideal here would be killing off the Belial first. So your DPS line on top, alright? So basically everything goes on top. Because you want to kill the Belial, alright? And then you can kill the Choco, hopefully with the Vels. Okay, so anyway guys, basically for Arena, right, you can be the #1 positioning genius. You're the best. But if you don't have the tools to do what you want to do, you don't have the units at the suitable skill ups required to do what you want them to do, you're not going to win. Okay, that's the case for Brown. The skill ups are so important that it just determines like 80% of your win rate. Okay, I'm not saying that if you have uh, horrible units that are not skilled up, you can't win. It's just that you can't rise as much as you think you want to. Right? You can be the best at positioning your units. You understand the game. You know what units counter what. But if your units don't have the skill ups, or you don't have the right unit to deal with certain mercenaries, you are not gonna to rise in rank. Okay, basically on Mac's team, alright, Mac, you wanna kill the Belial first. Okay. Um, you wanna dodge this Levia because Levia is before Natas. Okay, this is very important. You need to keep that in mind. Okay, so basically what happens when Arena Day comes, right? You look at all people's formations, you want to see which one gives you the most win rate and which one will actually help you decently defend. Okay, my defense rate is not that great. My defense rate is like, it was 25%. Okay, I have a screenshot, but forget about it. That's not important. You want to make sure that you analyze, let's say you are in Crystal 2, right? You look at those people, you do a few swords, you do like 20, 30 swords, you look at what kind of formations they're dealing with, what they're doing, you see what they're doing, all right? You understand, and then you try and counter them, all right? And this is the case especially for challenger ranks or GM1, because the people you meet are just the same few people. Every single fight, same people, same people, same people. Right? If you don't believe me, look at the names repeated. Look at all the names. It's all the same people, right? It's all the same people. Okay, so let's use Mag's team as a example, all right? Sorry, Mag. You want to kill the Belial, you want to make sure that Levia does not get your Grand or whatever counter you have for Natas. Okay, because Natas is the biggest threat in this team. Meg has Levia early because she wants to destroy the taunt with Levia first, and then Natas can clear the lane. Okay, so what happens is, okay, a lot of people don't understand taunts. Okay, so when you have taunts, let's say I have Gran, and then I have what's her name, Bainsheena. Okay, Bainsheena. Okay, not that's not stable taunt. Coyote, all right. So let's say Levia, you know that your opponents, like 90% of your opponents have Levia going before Natas. Okay, and you want to make sure Gran is around to kill Natas, so you don't want her to die to Levia. So what happens is taunt. You need to have two taunts. Okay, then it's stable. If you don't have two taunts, then it's not stable at all. So if you have two taunts, how does your positioning has to be like? Alright, so basically taunt priority, I think I did it in a video a long time ago. But if you don't know, it's like here, down, down, alright, and then top row downwards. Okay, so if let's say my unit is like this, right? My two taunts, doesn't matter which turn, both taunts are on at the same time. Coyote will get the hit, okay, from this position. In this position, Grand will get a hit, okay? So basically it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on, right? So it's top downwards, and then you go back. Right, so whichever unit is further in front, or if they happen to be on the same row, which you don't want to do to deal with Levia, you don't want to have your taunt here. You're thinking like, oh, the Coyote is going to take the hit, but the Grand is going to get the AoE as well, so there's no point in doing that. I'm going to move it back. Okay, so basically, you want to make sure that your taunt, your double taunt, the one that you're willing to let die, is in front in taunt priority from the one you don't want to die. Okay, in this case, Grand. Okay, so you want to do positioning, you need to know what your team is going to do. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like something like this. Right, so Max team is mid, right? Grand here, Coyote here. Right, I forgot what his form was, but somewhere along the line, something like this, alright? You can put it here, it doesn't matter. Okay, anyways, back again. Okay, now you can see that there are a lot of Dalvis in front. I'm going to explain why my formation is like this. Okay, Lucy front, and then Bainsheena with HP runes, vital runes, is front. Why? Because Dalvi cannot kill Lucy, Dalvi cannot kill Bainsheena. Okay, and in this case, most people have Dalvi going quite early. Alright, so this is a thing you need to keep in mind. Even though Dalvi's usage will drop in the future, just keep that in mind. It's the same for every other mercenary, alright? People ask me, right, on stream, why is my Angelica 9th turn? Why is she going last? Okay, because I have a Levia, and I want, okay, in this case, I want my Levia, if I happen to meet the DPS lane bottom, right, bottom DPS lane on my opponent's team, I want to make sure that Angelica is going to kill their taunt, okay? So that if they happen to be same DPS lane with me, my chances of winning are increased because my Levia is going to go onto their DPS lane. Alright, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, the reason for Angelica 9th turn is to kill off the taunt. Because basically right now, there are no taunts in the game that will survive Angelica. Okay, if your Angelica has suitable runes and a decent skill up. Alright, decent meaning 12 to 15. 12 is not that stable. I would think probably at least 13, 14 Angelica. Very good taunt clearance, alright? You clear the taunt. Okay? What else? Okay, so Natas is basically Natrash, right? So as long as your Natas is alive, if you happen to have Natas, I don't have Natas. You have Natas alive during every fight. Most of the time, your chances of winning are increased by like 80% because he just clears lanes. Okay, there are counters to Natas, but it depends on how you set up your team to protect your MVP, your Natas. Okay, so in this case, for Meg, Katarine, clear Lucy very quickly. Alright, that's the main point of Katarine. Her usage is going to drop soon, but she is still very strong right now. Alright. She'll be replaced by Christina, because Christina does 5 hits and does skip and deals with Lucy, so very good unit. But that is the reason why Katarine is being used in max formation. Okay. Choco, this position is to deal with Angelica. Okay, this is highly likely for Angelica because he doesn't use the Choco for any chaining at all. Alright, so bomb Choco. It's a bomb. This quick is to deal with Dalvis. All right, so the reason why he has them in front, right, is to deal with these two problems. So um, Angelica, if happens to be on top lane, and because he does not have any taunts in his team, and DPS lane opponent is on top, Angelica should be there. All right. I mean, you can put Angelica solo on another lane, but most people want to have buffs. So Angelica 15 is gonna hit Choco. All right. And if it's a 14, which does not have double tile range, it's gonna kill Mikaela. So what happens is this whole area here has Belial skeletons. All right. So these skeletons will kill Dalvi and Angelica, which have 100% defense. So that's the main point of Belial in this formation. Okay, Mac can do this, okay, because his Belial is plus 10. All right, the skeleton damage is huge, 250% of the enemy's attack, right, and this is fixed damage, so 100% defense units will die. Okay, if you have like a plus 3 like me, it's not so stable, not so consistent in killing Angelica, because Angelica without buff sometimes the damage is not that high, um, and this is not that good. Okay, which is why sometimes I switch around during the day, on arena day with Belial and without. Okay, everything depends on skill ups in Brown Dust. Okay, okay, Linus is like the biggest whale in my server, Asia server. I'm gonna explain his formation rather than mine. Okay. Um. Okay, let's find Linus. Okay, this formation. He's a champ. Why does he have Alec in his team? Why? Okay, notice Angelica, 15, Levia, Catherine, Natas, and then you have Valfern. Okay, understand why he can afford to use Alec in arena right now. Because he has one, two, three massive AoE unit killers. Okay? Valfern can kill Dalvi, Angelica, no problem. Alright, the only problem he has is with Grant. Okay, because he has these three in his team, and Catherine, to clear Lucius, he can afford to lose Alec. Like, as soon as he attacks. He can afford to do that. Okay, so in this case, he is betting on if like say your opponent's team is on the top lane, same lane as his DPS, because he goes first when he's attacking, right? The Alec is gonna have the first hit, and he will always win the battle of the DPS lanes, right? Because he has Alec. Even though Alec will die, he has Levia, Valfern, and Natas to cover. Alright? And if he so happens to meet the roadblock lane, he clears it very quickly because of Catherine. Roadblock lane meaning Lucy, alright? Lucius is like the biggest roadblock in the game. Which is why he can afford to do this. Right? To place his units in such a way that he's not afraid of losing his one of two warriors. Alright? Bainsheena is a very random taunt, so you can actually. I mean, it's something that you cannot count on most of the time. Alright? But it gives a random factor to fights in the arena. So Bainsheena is decent, and she has big HP. Tanks quite a bit of stuff, which is popular right now. Which is namely Dalvi. Dalvi is like most used, probably. Let me check. Most used warrior Dalvi. So Bainsheena doesn't die to Dalvi with HP runes. So that's why she's really good. Okay? I wouldn't really place Bainsheena into a DPS job because her DPS is very unstable as well, and there's always a lot of 100% defense units. But she does help you clear the Belial skeletons, bombs, because she has skip. It's quite useful sometimes. Okay, let's look at Sturm. Sturm, Sturm's team has Belial as well. I think it's a 5. Okay, Belial 5, Gran 12, Natas, Catherine, Dalvi, Angelica, Levia. Okay, now this is a different case. I'm gonna explain why he has Natas going first. Okay? Because right now in Arena there are a lot of Natas users. Okay, in Arena. Many people have Natas. Okay, he's the number one used mage in my server. 70.8%. And because when you are attacking, you go first. And to get the most out of Natas, if you so happen to meet opponent DPS lanes on your DPS lane, like so, okay, you want your Natas to go first. Alright? You want your Natas to go first so you still maintain the advantage. That is the only reason his Natas is going first. Alright, I explained the other units. He uses his Angelica differently, it's a 15. Um, but basically it's the same thing. This helps with defending more than attacking because it's quite, not say that early, but 7 turn. Alright, positioning wise, Angelica on skip, Dalvi on skip, because he doesn't want opponent Angelicas to just wipe through his DPS lane. Okay, this is the reason for the positioning of these 200% defense units. Okay, he also has Belial, gives him insurance, drags the game, drags the fight, uh, slows down Bainsheena from getting her taunt up, which is why Belial is really useful to deal with Bainsheena. There's a lot of things you need to understand, okay? But personally, I feel the mage meta is going to end very quickly because Christina is coming in like uh, 4 days. With Christina, your mages can't hide that well. Alright, let's just put it that way. And then you're gonna get Ludmilla for your next 3 tile from the back attack. And Ludmilla, I think I covered her in the previous video. Uh, she doesn't need any buffs. Her damage is based on her HP. So it's a wild card kind of thing. You can place her anywhere. She's gonna, if she just gets your opponent's DPS lane, right? She just meets them just once, you profit. Because she hits from the back. Okay? And Natas will die. And which is why Natas usage will change. He will not be placed in this position anymore. He will either be placed front, okay, because Dalvi usage will drop because people need to accommodate the new warriors like Christina and Ludmilla. You need spaces in your team. You only have 9 slots. So when people make this shift, they change out Dalvi, the front tile becomes a lot safer. Alright, so positioning of Natas will change. Alright, you will not see him in this super safe spot, right, where nothing can reach him. He'll be placed in front. Alright? I'm not gonna go on about Refi because everybody knows how good Refi is, the huge range. Um, you know what? I'm gonna explain this a little bit. Why does Refi always buff the unit that's on this tile or this tile? Because the coverage is set like so. Alright, that's the only reason. Alright, you can place it anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright? In this case, my formation, why did I place the units in this way? Because when I attack, alright, when I attack, I have Valge going first. And most people in Asia, they do not have 100% defense unit at the back. And even if they do, there's something along the lines of putting a taunt next to um how do I say this? Next to in line, okay, in line is like this, alright? This line here. In line with the 100% defense unit, right? Which means basically something like this, alright? Grand and then Angelica. So basically you put a taunt to the 100% defense because you're scared of Velsh, alright? Velze, this is the only reason, alright, that people put something at the back like this, 100% defense. And I go and explain to you why I use Mikaela and Refi. Okay, Mikaela Refi gives Valves enough damage to one-shot Grand. Alright? Anything below 15, right? 14, 13, 12, 11 plus whatever Grand will die. Unless, okay, there's always an unless. Their defense runes, their double defense runes, and the runes are godlike. Alright? Then there's a chance that Grand will survive Valves. Alright? Because the damage is just humongous. Alright? I think I've only seen like twice where the Valves doesn't kill the opponent Grand. And I think during those times there was a grace, alright, based on agility. I was just unlucky or something. Um, that's just the main reason, right? So Valves first, because she's gonna guarantee me a kill most of the time today, alright, for arena. Not when your new units come, your Glaciers, your Christinas. Which is why I have Valves going first. And then what this makes happen, right? What happens? Because you can look at my form. Alright, so people can use Dalvi's first hit. They can use Taylor first hit. Alright, Taylor is still used. Uh, very few people, or Val's first hit. Few people use Angelica first attack. So what happens is Bainsheena gets the taunt. The next warrior hits with the Bainsheena. If it's a Dalvi, great. Nothing dies. If it's Taylor, great. Most likely Taylor doesn't have enough damage to kill Grand or the Bainsheena, which is why they are placed in such a way. And then there's Valge. Valge would definitely kill Bainsheena. One shot. For sure. But then again, only Bainsheena dies. Alright? Nothing else that's important dies behind. So it's calculated risk. Alright? Alright, let's look at one more. And then we'll be done. Oh, I mentioned graze just now, right? Grazing, agility. If you haven't watched my previous videos, which makes me really sad, check out the book. Skill guide. Was it stats? Oh no, it's not. Wait. Huh? Where is that interface nowadays? Guide. Okay, go to the guide. Basic information. Stats, agility. Agility affects a unit's chance of being grazed by the enemy attacks. Grazed attacks inflict 35% less damage. Okay, this is very big. Alright? And debuffs last for half of the duration. Okay, so why did I mention this? Is because Albion, the new support that bestows agility on the units he buffs, right? He casts on himself, and then he gives taunt, and he gives agility to those units in his range. So Albion and Grand are gonna be a huge combo. Grand 15 is gonna be incredibly hard to kill with Albion buffing. It's gonna be fun times, man. You guys can look forward to that. Okay, and then we have. Oh, I didn't hit Guild War yesterday. Oh, we won. Nice. I didn't attack. Oops. Okay, what else? Okay, defensive formations. For defensive formations, I'm gonna put this out there. Personally, I feel they are not that useful. for Sundays or whatever day you're on, depending on your time zone, for arena days where you actually get your ranking. Defensive formations are not useful on that day itself because you are going to be using swords, all right? The last hour before arena closes, you're going to use your swords. Having a defensive formation opens up a lot of holes in your attack. Your attack will become bad, and then you're going to lose points attacking. So defensive formations for arena day is not good, right? That's my opinion, right? You can adjust your formation, but to put plainly defensive units like warrior, reckless, basically a lot of taunts, right? To move damage away from your DPS is not that useful. But for Monday to Saturdays, defensive formations can actually help you get a lot of points, right? And there are many mercenaries that can help you achieve this, like I mentioned before, taunts, bombs, like Choco. Choco is used a lot because you can actually chain with him. Doesn't really matter that much. Sorry, I had some water. Reckless. Reckless is like the biggest thing for defensive teams, right? For defense formations, Reckless is going to be a godsend, all right? Because I did a video like months ago about the Reckless support push where you have to chain at least 5 turns to avoid her taunt, her self taunt, which lasts for 5 turns and then switches for another 5 turns. Nobody does that anymore, all right? Because Reckless is not used that often. Okay, so Reckless as a defense unit for your defensive formation for Monday to Saturday is really, really good, right? I can't give you a definite position for her. It really depends on what kind of opponents you face, all right? But mainly, all right, basically, most people that use Reckless, what they're going to do is they're going to put Reckless in line with something that does not die that easily. All right, so some like Lucy, all right, like this. So if there's a Val, you have no issues. If there's a Dalvi, there's a Angelica, whatever comes first, and then in the future there's gonna be Christina, Christina on Reckless. So basically, you sacrifice her so that you get the advantage, right? You get the first hit. Your DPS, nobody dies. That's the main point of Reckless. That's all, all right? And probably that's about it for defensive formations. You really have to adjust and look at what kind of opponents you are dealing with. This is very important. Based on your rank, of course. Like if there's a lot of, I don't know, Edens at like Platinum, I don't know, something like that. You want to place your unit in such a way that you do not die to the Eden or whatever, alright? Also note that Veronia is going to come soon. In my previous video, I mentioned her and Eden. They're going to get buffs. Veronia will make a lot of units usable, okay? Previously unusable characters because they're such a gamble, like Alec, Celia, to name a few. Veronia buffing them will give them defense about 100%, so they're not going to die to counters, which is basically what Refi is famous for. Right? So Veronia is going to be a game changer, but it's not OP in any way, in my opinion, because what you have to do to accommodate Veronia is you lose one slot. You lose either another support, you lose a DPS, or you lose a roadblock to put Veronia in to make your DPS stronger. Alright, so you lose a slot and you exchange it to make one more unit, one of the units that you have even stronger. Right? And we're gonna use Alec as an example, right? It's basically an exchange. It's not that OP, but it makes units usable. Okay, you can use Taylor, you can use Corette, Gunther. They won't get killed by counters anymore with 100% defense, unless it's a bomb. All right. Unless it's a bomb, Choco Zakan, Belial skeletons, or quick. Alright, then your DPS is still gonna die. Unless the HP is amazingly high, then they can survive the bomb. So bombs will be quite interesting to look at if you are probably mid-tier, you don't really have that many units max, because bombs are really easy to max, right? To plus 10. These can be used to push up your rank, okay? To deal with 100% defense units, like I mentioned before, they are really still very useful and very viable, okay? And can actually be a cheap way of for you to rise in ranks, right? I think it's about it. If I think of something more, I'll put it in the next video. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching uh, this video. I don't know whether I can call it a guide, but it's basically my thoughts and opinions on Arena and how to deal with stuff my way. Alright, you don't have to agree with me, but that's your choice. Alright. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, uh, subscribe to the channel for more videos and my streams, because now I think most of the time I'm going to stream Arena. And you can watch my fights and understand units and how people place them more. Um, and sometimes I just stream dailies. Right, anyway, like the video, subscribe, and then I'll see you guys next time. Ciao, guys. Bye.